Starting from the first look at the dough, we're making pizzas today. I left it overnight. See, did pick up a little crust for him. Might have to take off some of the crust. Maybe it doesn't need it to full overnight, but I'm gonna have to peel off some of that crust that I've picked up. Then we could use it to make pizzas. I don't know why it makes a crust if you let it rise a little too long. But we'll take out a little piece of dough so the rest of the dough is good. Springs back nicely. So these are the small pizzas I make. Sometimes I make the larger ones in the past. They were the New Yorker style pizzas, but now I find they don't cook well sometimes, so I make a smaller one. There's enough dough here to make me for about a whole week, depending on how long the sauce will last. I got 1 can of sauce. Pizza toppings are kind of expensive, so I don't do it all the time. I'll get more to the edge. So this little oven heats up a lot nicer, a lot better than the big oven. That's why I'm making smaller pizzas for this oven. I used one, it's not a new one. Second-hand one. So the door is a bit older. But it works. The pepperoni. See how the pepperoni looks? Sometimes the skins aren't peeled properly on these. I don't like putting cheese on top of pepperoni. That's the only thing with these pizzas. If I see that in the stores, I don't like it when they do that. Or in pizzerias, they put the cheese on top like that. Shouldn't be. So this will fit right in the oven. I need to set this up, so I need to get rid of this and put that here. Thanks for watching. And this is the pizza. I'll show you how it looks when it's cooked. Homemade, not mini, a little bit larger than a mini, small pizza, personal pizza. There's holes on the tray so the bottom will cook. And this one cooks a bit hotter than the stove, so I'll try using this one. Thanks for watching. Or I could do the larger New Yorkers sometimes, but you know, get 1 bag of cheese. Sometimes I need 2 bags of cheese to do the jumbo one for the stove. But the medium pizzas are just as good. Thanks for watching. It looks to be perfect. Much happier with one of these. Could go slightly longer, I think. Feels still slightly soft. So once I let the slightly more flexible, so I'm gonna let it go a lot longer. I want to get that crunch. But it looks really good. Pepperoni's starting to come along. Small pizza, that's all I needed. 1 pizza for lunch. Freeze the rest of the dough. And we're gonna get more sauce. Scoop it out. Large pizza, probably we need 2 bags of these. So with larger pizza, it's New Yorker style, so 1 bag might not be enough. That's why I didn't make it. So this dough, sometimes make a New Yorker, the large pizza in the oven, it won't cook for me. So that's why I'm starting to make these little small ones now. Then, thanks for watching. I'll show it to you when it's more crunched. Got more cooking time. Even got a pizza setting. I like that. But I see I knew where one I'll get one. I mean, this one's kind of old, but it's working. I'm really happy to have one of these mini pizza or personal pizza, whatever you want to call it. You'll probably call them mini pizzas. Slightly smaller than a small. So it's just about there. I think feels a lot better. I still want to get slightly more crisp. Let it go for full 2 minutes, I think. But we're there. I like to have the bottom set up slightly more. It's almost there. Crisp is there, I think. It's not as soft as it was. So it cooks pretty well. Thanks for watching. So, mini pizza when you're hungry, stick it in the small oven if you have one. Thanks for watching. Better than turning on the big oven and waiting an hour for it. It cooks a lot quicker. I think it heats up a lot better than the big oven. You can't make a big pizza though, but it works good. Small oven, definitely worth having. So this is the final pizza in the oven, tabletop oven. You can see I can lift it more now, so I'm happy with that. There's a crust underneath with this kind of tin, needs something with holes. It lifts up nicely. I think we're there. It feels like it's got the crust there. Should we get a little better? Yep, I think we're there. Used a little bit more bread flour in this one, but a little bit white flour and a little bit bread flour. That's how I mix them. So it's turned off now, so it looks cool. So it's nice to have one of these little baskets you can make pizza with it. Thanks for watching. Personal pizza, or mini pizza, I might call them mini pizzas. It's not quite a large, not quite small, not quite a medium, just a little bit under a small. But I also did a whole square pizza, even a slightly larger one. Be a square pizza. So everything around mini pizzas. Thanks for watching. Give you a sample of how it looks on the plate. If you're using more bread flour, it'll be a little bit darker. The crust is there. I can feel it crunch there. It's not soggy, lumpy like it was. If you get a rise out of it, you'll have a good pizza. So the yeast, kind of yeast you buy is very important. Sometimes certain yeast doesn't work, so I'm not going to mention certain brands, but I tried quite a few different yeasts by the time I find the one that works. Not all the dry yeast will work for you. Thanks for watching. That's what I find with pizzas. That's why I stopped making pizzas for a while, because I couldn't get the yeast to work. So you don't really need to buy the fresh yeast. You need to buy the right kind of dry yeast. You have to experiment which one works for you. Thanks for watching.